After that game, Reiser said, I remember he said something that just didn't feel right going into that. Did you have any sense, or did anything feel different going into that?
No, not until the game started. And when the game started, clearly it looked like we weren't interested in competing, and that's not a good thing. And they were. I mean, they were excited about being there. We weren't, and that's.
You didn't tell it in warm-ups or anything?
No, I can't tell you in warm-ups. Yeah, usually think you're going to do okay and you do bad, and think you're going to do bad and you do well. So, gave up on that one.
The numbers going toward the defense are big. How is the attitude? How is the attitude of the coaches, of the group?
I think good, as far as I know. Good, yeah.
Affected them in a way,
I haven't seen anybody. Like everybody's not dressed in black or anything like that. I think everybody's, we're going back to work. And, we have work to do, and I think we're all aware of that. But we'll just keep pushing and see if we can't improve. And our whole football team's kind of like that. We got a lot of things we're working on right now.
How much do you maybe think about deviating from the style or plan to compensate for the play? And what I mean is, people talk all the time. Play 3-4 zone blitz, just a lot of different things. I mean, is that possible, or is it just stick with what works and try to make that better?
Well, yeah, I think you try to adjust what you are. Who you are. You are who you are, and that changes with personnel. And I just had a guy on the phone from up there ask me about. Looks like we're more of a passing team than a running team. And the image of our team is always that we've been a running team, which, I guess that's true. I don't know if it is or not. It certainly was when Sean Green was here. But, you lean towards what you have and what you're best at. And, but I think, again, perception's kind of, we're probably doing a little bit more, it's a little bit more intricate than maybe meets the naked eye. We're trying to make some adjustments that will help us, and we'll continue to tinker a little bit, but you can't just change the face of what you do. I don't think that probably wouldn't be a good sign. It means you just got wiped out at a position, or you just you hit the panic button, which I don't think we're in that situation in either case. So
recruited to play a certain defense. Does that make it impossible to change on the fly like that? You brought these players into play the 4-3 and.
Yeah, in my experience, at least, if you wanted to go to a 34 team, it's more about the linemen than it is you got to have linebackers. Obviously, there's one more than you would in a 4-3, but it's really about your linemen. It's a whole different type of lineman that you play with. And I don't know that it would suit what we have. If you're looking at that, but there's a lot of things you can do. It's just typically what you do is you adjust within your system. And it's just like us, to the guy in Minnesota's point, we're throwing the ball better right now than we are running it. Although I would suggest the last 2 weeks I think we've made some improvement. All the numbers would still say I think we threw it for more than we ran it last Saturday. But I think we did both effectively, and that's the whole idea, is to be able to be effective and efficient. And if you can find a way to do that, I told him, a lot of people still think of Iowa being the big lineman. I'll bet you we've had the smallest offensive line in the last decade. I'll bet you that everybody in the conference thinks we got the biggest guys. We got to be the only team without a 300-pounder on the offensive line right now, I would think. I don't know. If truth be told, So, everybody thinks of us having those big guys.
Do you have a feeling one way or the other about paying players more?
No, not right now. No. I think it's a complex equation. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure somebody's thinking about it.
How important is that, when you talk about the last 2 weeks being able to run the ball more effectively, when, the simple fact is this is the Midwest, this is the Big Ten, and the conditions for that passing game that we've seen so many yards for, they're probably not going to be there as November turns around.
I think to me still the biggest factor in sports is wind. I think that's the biggest thing. Now that sure affects the passing game, but so we've had a couple of Thursdays. If we had played on those Thursdays, it would have been pretty interesting. Where we couldn't go. We had to go in the stadium just for safety reasons. That to me is the biggest factor, and just but again, it gets back to what we believe. We believe you have to try to be balanced and be able to do both effectively. It's not so much about the numbers you have, but being able to do what you want a little bit, in both circumstances. Knowing that we don't play a running quarterback, that's not our style of offense. We're unique in that direction too. So, so it's just a matter of finding out who you are and what you are from there.
The depth chart was different in 04, but Drew came in and kind of showed you guys right away what he was about and got a second team, or was a second team behind Chandler. Has Jake impressed you guys, or can you make a comparison between those two?
Well, no, I can't. Jake Rudock? I thought you were going to go down Vandenberg and compare those two, but no. I mean, Jake hasn't played at all, so no. And he's he's not really running two. I mean, Wenke's running two, and so no, can't compare them.
Has
They're
Wenke
really
been-
different people. I can compare them as people. I just talked to a guy from Calgary too, by the way, last night. They're 2 hours behind. I called him last night. Guess Drew's doing well. No big surprise there. He might play 20 years up there.
Just a different situation, though, just in
Yeah, I mean,
the depth chart.
we're getting John ready right now. That's what we're doing. So. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
People talk about what the future with Jake, but you obviously
John-
had to be comfortable. with
John's the next guy in. I'm a lot more focused on this week and this season than next year or 10 years from now. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
But AJ beat him out in the preseason, but you must have seen something in John throughout this season to.
Well, it's a combination of we have confidence in John, and we also have a real need at linebacker. So it's it's kind of that, and that's kind of the whole deal.
Was there a thought about putting him in during the fourth quarter of the last
I'm
game?
sorry?
Was there a thought about putting John in a little earlier in the fourth quarter? I know James was taking a couple shots down around the knee late.
Yeah, I missed that, but no. I guess to answer the question, no. I mean, we're having a hard time. We just wanted to win the game. That's what we were thinking about. Okay, thank you.